Co-working in industrial, is there an opportunity?
Let's find out.
Hi, I'm Ivan.
And I'm Shawn.
And today we are going to be talking about co-working in general and the co-working opportunity in industrial. And before we do this, right, Shawn?
Yes.
What should we be doing?
I don't know. What you want me to do?
Check out our opportunity in co-living.
Click here, okay. So if you guys have not seen our co-living video, alright, just to actually click on over here, somewhere, right? So basically we talk about, is it worthwhile to go into co-living concept and our thoughts about it. So this is actually then a continuation about co-working.
So when it comes to co-working, right, there's one thing that we want to point out, which is actually about co-working in industrial spaces.
Yes, so before we go into detail, let's explain what's co-working first. Yeah, so this basically just means that instead of you buying a normal office or warehouse in a way and renting it out to one tenant, what we do is that once again we act as an operator and get multiple tenants to really share the same office space itself. Alright, and then there's another version of it called service office as well, which is almost like co-working. It's just that in service office perspective, everyone kind of rents their own room. So that's the main difference.
So first of all, right, let's look at what's happening in the market and like the proven concept. And this place that we are talking about is the workshop. Okay.
Yeah. So one of the main key argument is this: is that, you know what? If you want to make the most money, why would I want to, as an operator, why would I want to rent at a commercial office where they're charging me like $5 to $10 per square feet, when I can just go to an industrial building or rent an industrial unit and they only charge me like $2, $2.50 per square feet. So you think about it, guys, if the tenant is still willing to pay almost the same price between this commercial co-working and this commercial, and this so-called industrial co-working space, then of course as an operator I increase my margin, so I will rather go and do it in the industrial space.
So the one key question that we want to ask ourselves about co-working in industrial properties is it legal? So first of all, right, what is industrial space? An industrial space, right, is either a B1 property or B2 property. And inside this B1, B2 regulation, right, what's happening is that 60% of the space must be used for industrial activities, and up to a maximum of 40% can be used as an ancillary office. So in this whole industrial concept, right, what is happening over here is that they are taking a big piece of property and sort of like chopping up into like small units whereby each individual unit will fulfill this 60-40 rule.
Yes. So the key, one of the biggest misconception would be this, is that, you know what, how can it be that if they were to rent it out to as a service office or as a co-working, how can they even be legal? Because in a way, cannot control. How you know you use 60% for warehousing or 40% for office? So it's very tough to really control. Now, therefore, we really wanted to bring you guys to take a look at the workshop. The workshop was a case study that we actually went to really study and understand in terms of how does co-working really work in the industrial property space. So it was very interesting because if you look into the regulation, guys, it's actually not illegal to do any form of service office or
room rental.
It's basically all these regulations is implied or tagged onto the tenants that you're going to find or to actually rent this particular space. What does this mean? This means that if you actually rent it out to, let's say, a tech company, they are 100% in alignment with the rules and regulation of 60-40 rule for industrial space. Therefore, technically, you can have a industrial space, you can cut it out to, if you can cut it out to 100 rooms and you can rent out to 100 tech companies, and technically you are 100% above board.
So when you are talking about tech companies, right, maybe they'll be using 60% as like their product, right, and 40% as their tech. So this means this can be a tech company that is using all these industrial spaces. So, but don't take our word for it. Just go and visit the workshop itself and understand what's happening over there.
So once again, I want to show you guys that, you know what, yes, the trend is really catching up when it comes to service officers, when it comes to co-working space and everything. And is there opportunity in this particular space for you guys as a small little operator to compete with perhaps such a giant like the workshop? So personally, all right, I have done one or two concept where, of course, all my tenants are 100% legal on the 60-40 rules, guys, alright? So basically find the right tenant so that you're always above board, right? But my take is this, is that it's almost the same concept as the co-living concept. When I rent it out to like 6 tenants, then I have 6 problems. Then I go and compare it. Hey, you know what? My normal units renting out to 1 tenant, and the 1 tenants are usually bigger companies. And bigger companies tend to never ever want to find the landlord for anything, because why? They know that they speak to landlord, the probability of a landlord asking them for a higher rent is pretty high. So they try to avoid, right? But in this scenario, when I actually managing like 6 tenants, oh my goodness, it was actually a nightmare.
Yeah, think about it. One of the tenants may like take away some of the common items in the common area. Like, oh my god, I have 1 or 2 chairs missing. Then how? 1 out of 6 of them took it. So which one of the 6? And you can never find out. So in the end, you have 2 less chairs.
So yeah, so we will get all these issues, but of course, with multiple tenants, that also means that your rental yield or your rent collection is more, which then of course in industrial property space, in the scenario, we get more positive cash flow in a way, because we want to ensure that with high rent, it covers our mortgage after minus out like MCST, minus out our tax, or we still have a nice $1,500, $2,000 positive cash flow to then still put in our pocket. On top of course, the tenants being the ones paying our mortgage, so we do make in terms of principal as well. If you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, do visit our older videos where I talk about principal paid. Alright, I talk a little bit about industrial property as well, in terms of how we really make money for industrial properties, right? That will really give you a nice background to this, in terms of what we are talking about. So my take is this, is that you know what? High effort does come with high rewards, but it also comes with high problem. So you need to be ready to be able to manage multiple tenants that might give you multiple problems for you to earn that higher rental yield.
Yeah, so what is the opportunity over here? My take is that if you can find a nice unit, right, that's already renovated and more or less suitable for this co-working concept, right, it's good to go, provided you buy it at a nice price lah. So when you do this, right, what I would do myself, right, is to find a property manager to manage the property itself.
A property agent. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So my take is this: yes, don't be the one doing it. You rather pay, let's say, a property agent to manage your property on top of finding your tenants and pay them an extra fee. Right? Trust me, guys. This will likely be one of the best decisions you ever make, because as investors and landlord, you don't want to be bogged down by all these small little issues. Yeah.
So ultimately, right, what Shawn is talking about, right, is invest our time, right, into solving bigger problems. And when you solve bigger problems, right, it gives you better rewards, and outsource out smaller problems.
Yeah, this is like pretty big gold nuggets, guys. Yeah. I mean, personally in life as well, I like to focus on big moves, alright, because I believe that whatever we focus on these big moves, whatever small move we do actually becomes very insignificant. Yeah, so that is why I believe in enjoying life. When I go out to the restaurant, we do not look at the price in the menu. The reason why is very simple, because I rather focus on a big move to make more, so that I can easily afford, so-called, if I want to eat an extra mantou or custard bun, I don't need to look at the price point, right? So focus in big move so that you can make many small moves and be happy.
Yeah, so I hope you learned something from this video, and do remember to subscribe and give us a thumbs up to our channel. Okay, so once again, I'm Ivan,
and I'm Shawn,
and we'll see you soon.
Bye.